So let's take the focus now back to Southern California. We continue to see this devastation playing out and the work to put out those hot spots. So let's talk about the firefighters. In Southern California, they have the weekend to really try to boost those containment numbers, as they do expect some of those harsh winds entering LA County to die down. But get this, 80,000 people are out of their homes, and now they're hearing of a new warning: landslides and toxic chemicals, and that only adds to the risks. CBS News reporter Andres Gutierrez in Pacific Palisades. He is live there outside of one of those burned out homes. You know, my friend, if I am one of those homeowners, I want to get in, I want to sift through and see what remains. I want to maybe even start hauling some things away. You're saying that they can't get in and really touch anything in a formative way?
Correct. At this point, the county has said that they have to have professionals come in and assess the situation. What kind of hazardous materials burned? How are they going to remove it? In some cases, as I pointed out earlier, there are some electric vehicles that are sitting in the garages, in the parking lots there, that have to have those lithium-ion batteries that have the risk of catching fire, even though the fire is out. It's also emitting, toxic chemicals, and so they're looking at other best practices from previous disasters, like the one in Hawaii and Maui in 2023, to see how they disposed of those and how they could apply that to here. In the last 10 minutes, we received an alert from the mayor's office that at 2 o'clock our time here locally, at 5 o'clock Eastern, she will be making a major announcement in the rebuilding process, so we're going to monitor that as well. Right now, here in the heart of the disaster, there are public works crews that are trying to make repairs to those lines that were damaged during the fire. EPA crews also going to lots like this, trying to make those assessments of those hazardous materials. The LA Sheriff's Department has also issued a warning to all the deputies, the ones working over in the Altadena area, to make sure that they are wearing their N95 masks, because they're saying that the air is hazardous. It can contain lead and asbestos, and they're also asking those deputies to make sure that they decontaminate, wash their uniforms before they head home. So a lot of safeguards being taken in place here because of all the risks that are in the environment now because of these wildfires.
And Andres, looking at that burned out house behind you, it's so easy to forget that that is somebody's home there, what remains of somebody's home, and that the family that belonged to that house and those now ruins is looking for a place to stay. There's also a big conversation happening in the state of California, led by Rob Bonta, the Attorney General there, about price gouging and the fact that they are tracking in real time people who would jack up the price of rent or the price of short-term stays. What do you know about that?
Yeah, so before these disasters occurred, the housing market here in LA, as you know, was pretty tight. And so now these folks are getting out there. They're trying to find a short-term rental. A lot of these landlords have unfortunately been taking advantage of the situation. And we have seen on social media, people have been posting, screenshots of Zillow postings that have shot up 67%. That is against state law. The Attorney General for the state of California coming out and saying that they cannot do that. When there's an emergency like this, prices cannot go up more than 10%. His office has opened investigations into these allegations of price gouging. They are encouraging folks who are experiencing this or seeing price gouging to take screenshots and email them or give them a call. There is a specific hotline. I'll give you that hotline if you want to take it down. It is 800-952-5225. Again, 800-952-5225. There are the punishments. If you are caught and if they do this investigation and they carry it out, the penalties can up to a year in jail or up to a $10,000 fine. And so the Attorney General here in California taking this very seriously.
All right, Andres Gutierrez, thank you so much for that update. And let's talk to Jess right now, because we understand there's a little window of opportunity before Monday when the winds are supposed to kick back up again.
Let's talk about that real fast. We're going to start seeing more Santa Ana winds as we head into Monday and Tuesday, yes, but they're not going to be nearly as strong as what we experienced last week or earlier this week. Yes, it's just the same direction, because right now what we're getting is that nice Pacific breeze along the California coastline that they're used to that helps relative humidity increase. It's coming in from the Pacific, so it's a little bit cooler too. it's going to look different as we head into early next week. And so that's that window that we were kind of just mentioning. They're going to get those offshore winds once again for Monday and Tuesday, but right now it looks a lot different. We dive all the way down into Southern California, the Palisades fire along the coast near Malibu, the Eaton fire all the way up near Pasadena, and of course all throughout Altadena. We continue to keep a close eye on the containment of those fires and also the weather conditions too. That was such the driving force when it came to watching these blow up in size. And now what's happening right now, winds are significantly light. I mean, at gusts we're seeing close to around 3-mile-per-hour winds pushing in from the Pacific, and heading into the next couple hours we'll continue to really watch these light conditions stick around. That's the case for us as we head all the way into our Monday forecast, except for the fact that we start to see them kick up just a little bit more. At max, close to around 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts as we head into our Monday forecast. By Tuesday, we'll continue to see that kind of die down. But that shift of winds, of course, still causes a concern when it comes to lower relative humidity. It's high right now. It's starting to decrease as we head into early next week in those forecasted models. So, like I said, these winds that we're talking about, you don't want to strike fear for them, but you do want them to know what they can expect as we head into this weekend. It is going to be lighter this weekend. By Monday and Tuesday, they'll start getting those offshore winds, which makes it a little bit challenging for the firefighters out there battling these fires.
Okay, and Mother Nature's also dominating headlines over in Washington, D.C. because it's going to be frigid for the inauguration.